Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Kathy's Corner, Seed in the Sand, and this is chapter 3 of Breaking Out of My Shell. And this is baby step number 3. And what I wanted to talk to you today about was there's just so much going on in this world right now. So much going on in our country that's like, I think of the Tower card where it's breaking apart only to come back together on solid foundation. Um, Yesterday there was it was Suicide Prevention Day, and I forgot to mention that yesterday. So I wanted to kind of address that today. And there was a kind of a assassination, execution, whatever you want to call it, um, of a man that was challenging people to think differently and debate and, talk. And he was silenced. And um, it had a really big impact on me to say that his company was called, or um, his, it was called Turning Point. And that is really what is going on in this nation right now. It's a turning point, and we cannot keep going the way we're going. And so I wanted to kind of talk about, like being able to share our opinions without having um, drastic um, retaliation. And when I say the word retaliation, I get really emotional because my daughter um, went through a lot of abuse in her middle school years. And when I say abuse, I mean like I flipped out. I couldn't handle what was happening to my daughter. And she didn't mean to tell me because she knew if she'd tell me that it would be worse for her with retaliation. Um, so I found out kind of with a third party and found out what was happening. And there was a lot of retaliation. There was a lot of drastic retaliation, life threatening retaliation. And, these are 12 and 13-year-old kids, 11, 12, 13. And that's just it's not okay. And I went to the school and I said, I need help. I need help. My daughter needs protection. And they laughed it off. They thought I was, a crazy lady. And I was just like flipping out because I was sending my daughter to school to get harassed and retaliated against and bullied, and kids were being held underwater in gym class. It was life-threatening um, things happening. And so when I say retaliation, um, I get really emotional when I think back to what happened long time ago. This was 20 years ago. And it led me to break. And there's a lot of people in this world who are breaking. And, you know, now I hear the word mental illness all the time as if, everything is being blamed on mental illness. And as somebody who had a psychotic break, um, there's a difference between hatred and evil and mental illness. And um, some people just have so much hatred within them. Um, it's just, there's just no answer. There's no answer. And so, but when I hear the word retaliation, when it comes to this gentleman who passed away yesterday, and 9/11 is today, um, the anniversary of 9/11, it just hurts. It hurts me that there has to be this much evil in the world, this much hatred in the world, this division in the world, that we have to silence people. It makes me sad. It makes me very sad. It's a sad day in America, and but it is a turning point. We can go one way or another. We can continue down this road of every day talking about a new situation of something terrible happening, or we can turn our focus on faith and hope and joy and commitment to each other, and be able to listen to each other and not have hatred in their hearts. So, all right, these are the classic tarot cards. Pick 3 cards, one for the past, one for the present, and one for the future. So for the past, we have the 10 of Wands, which is the end of the chapter. For the present, we have the Queen of Wands, which is the mother of, like that mother figure of action and taking action and movement. So, all right. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. Had that yesterday. Hard work, dedication. And I'm going to pick one more major arcana card. Strength. She's got that infinity sign above her head, and she's gently opening up the mouth of that lion. So, all right. Gentle strength. I like that. And these are the Healing Spirit cards by Gordon Smith. And the intention of setting in these cards is to be able to mend, I guess, or mesh together. So we don't have to be so divided, be so separated all the time. All right, and this says, success isn't what you have, it's what you do with what you have. All right. So it says, your life is about to move in new directions, but don't be in a hurry to conquer everything in short spaces of time. Spirit sages teach us that success is to be enjoyed and understood. Therefore, it must be allowed to open slowly like a flower, whose blossom is enjoyed for much longer when it opens naturally and with the right elements, when it does follow nature. Each step of the journey is to your full potential, and don't just look for the outcomes. The process is often the greater lesson. All right. So, and we've had that one before, and I really enjoy that. And I enjoy that one where you have to just let it evolve and encompass like a flower blooming. So, yeah. And as far as 9/11, I remember when that happened. My kids were very little, and I worked at a certain place where everybody kind of gathered around the TV, and it was just a sad, sad moment um, to watch people living in terror. Some things you just can't unsee, and I don't, um, I don't want to forget any of what happened, whether that is with my children and, what happened to my children, what happened to me that day, watching everybody suffer the way they were suffering. Um, I don't want to forget. And I don't want to think that everything, anything was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It didn't happen without a reason. And it just is like this butterfly that's evolving. So, all right. I'm wishing everybody a beautiful day today. Have a good one.